Welcome. This is Maho Radio, the only and first ever anime radio show. We're here live on Twitch. I'm your host, DN, Director Nasty. We're here on Crash Out King, DN, if you want to join the show every Monday night. Keep your eye out for it. Today, we're here for the first ever episode, and I'm excited as hell. Shout out to my background team, Boki and Shadow and OG. We are trying to create something new, do something different. Always remember, this is not a podcast. It is very much a radio show. I'm not here to debate you. I'm here to give you my opinion, and you may do with it as you see fit, besides make money off of it. Why? Because that's our goddamn job over here. All right? So with that being said, we're going to get into the first segment. The first segment is called Just the Tip. Why? Because we're going to talk topically about some of the weekly animes currently airing, things that just came out, things potentially coming out, but we're not going to go into depth. No. We're going to deal with just the tip. Tip of the iceberg, tip of the tongue, tip of the anime, nothing deeper than that. Because if it was any deeper, then you know what? She'd probably want more, and I don't have any more to give. So with that being said, let's get into just the tip. Just for the first show we're going to talk about Dandadan. Dan. Look, let me tell you, Dandadan is absolutely crazy ass show. All right. When I say it's one of those shows where it's like you're always consistently asking, what the fuck are we doing? I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I was honestly floored. I was like, I don't know what the hell I'm watching, but I fucking like it. There was times where I was trying to figure out, like, is this actually happening, or is this like a figment of my imagination? The number of times I had to go through that feeling was like at least 7 that I could think of, where I was like, no, this isn't actually happening, is it? First off, it starts and it doesn't seem like it's gonna be what you think it's gonna be. Even to this moment, I don't know who the true MC is. The thing that I really liked about Dandadan, the first episode, was three things really stuck out to me. The first thing was Ken's reaction to the aliens not visiting him, but going to visit Momo. I don't blame him. It was one of the most realistic reactions to like what I would have to imagine would happen if somebody was in this situation. You know, sometimes like in the instance of not Men in Black, what's the Welcome to Earth, motherfucker? The Will Smith movie. Shit. Independence Day. Yes, Independence Day, right? On Independence Day, the dude who was always hypothesizing. Wow. He was trying to figure out aliens. Hypothesizing. Yeah, bitch. I said the word. I got it. Hypothesize. Damn it, I lost it. He was trying to guess about aliens in a scientific manner. When he saw aliens and he realized they were here, he was just purely in awe. He's like, wow, this kid, the way they were able to make him vent his frustrations with them in like a perfect 60-second diatribe of pure pain. It was amazing. He's like, because like the sheer irony of he doesn't believe in spirits. He goes to the spirit place. He meets a spirit. She doesn't believe in aliens. She goes to an alien place, gets abducted on her first try. He's like, I forsake all of humanity for y'all niggas. Niggas was laughing at me and calling me crazy. I told them they the stupid ones. And y'all came for her? But then again, we know why they came for her, because they wanted to come for her. So it's one of those things. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. All I will say is, why does everybody want a banana? Why is everybody trying to gobble wieners? What is going on? Look, the cost of dick is like 20 cents on the dollar. But when it comes to aliens and spirits and Dandadan, apparently they want to gobble up all of them. Give me your banana, give me that wiener. Everybody's trying to suck something up or stick something in you, which, you know, honestly is very typical of aliens. I'm not gonna lie. The alien abduction scene was absolutely, what's the word I'm looking for? Fucking horrific, bro. I cannot believe that they got away with that in episode 1. She basically got SA, bro. They ripped her clothes off. They was gonna do horrible things to this girl. And the way they got you out, the way they got her out of it is just absolutely fucking, for lack of a better term, bananas. It was fucking bananas. Those weird ass. You know what I liked about the aliens though? I ain't gonna hold you. The design of the aliens was absolutely hilarious because if I had to imagine what an alien would try to dress like to look human, they nailed it exactly. It's human-ish, but it's creepy as all hell. It's a perfect bit. It's a perfect bit. The next tip we're gonna examine is My Hero Academia. The question everybody's wondering, is Toga's smile cute? I happen to think that it's a cute fucking smile. It's a beautiful smile, honestly. The only issue is what brings out that smile. Like, if somebody brings you a nice apple pie with some warm apple pie with some cold vanilla ice cream on top, and you smile like the way Toga smiles, I'm gonna tell you right now, you gonna get the world. You gonna get the world. That's a smile that is worthy of saving. That's a smile where I would be like, why are we not being nicer to this girl? Whatever does she want, we should give it to her. She deserves whatever she wants. We should be giving it to her. This is a smile we should be protecting. Now, however, I will also say, on the other half of things, if this is the smile you see when you're driving by a 6-car pileup and there's like an arm hanging out of a window and it's dripping a little juice at the fingertips, and then you see the smile, sorry, audio. If you want to see audio, it's also on YouTube. Check it out. We're also live on Twitch. Crash Out King DN if you want to come on Mondays. But that's where you can watch the audio or visual. If you were to see this, I can't believe I just plugged where to go watch it because I realized the audio people, this is really a fucking radio show for real. I had to tell people the word go. Fuck my life. I can't believe I just took myself out of the flow. If you see this smile at a 6-car pileup, I can understand why you would have reservations whether you can trust this person or not. I completely understand it. It's a wild concept to believe. But objectively speaking, is this not a beautiful smile? Are we not enjoying Toga's smile? Mind you, like I said, it's a demonic smile. It's a crazy smile, but I think it's a beautiful smile. It really is. Now, my beef is on My Hero. Don't no spoilers allowed, of course, because I'm anime only. I feel like with Toga, the stories that we hear from her past, that we had to hear it 2 times. They told us a story twice. Like, for instance, with the bird, they're like, why did you kill that bird and suck its blood? She's like, I didn't kill the bird. The bird was already on the ground. I was trying to help him. And then the blood looked good. And then it's like, the friend was bleeding. She's like, no, I didn't bite my friend and make her bleed. She had fell and got hurt and she was already bleeding. And I wanted to help, so I drank some of it. It's like, which story is true? I feel like they don't want us to know. And I feel like, and some people say it's not important if it's true or not. I think it's very important. I already know there's a potential that she might be misunderstood, but also she might be exactly what she looks like. But I don't know if that's what, I don't know if I want to believe that. I would like to believe that when she was younger, the story, what she was saying was actually the truth. And then when she realized telling the truth or lying didn't matter, then she chose evil. That's what I hope, but we'll never know. Bro, I'm listening on my tiny transistor radio. The fuck you mean look at this? It's like, shut up. Now, the next thing about My Hero, the last part of the tip, we're sliding down just a little bit. We're going to talk about Ochako's awakening. She was absolutely wild. In my opinion, her awakening is on the level of, and people aren't going to like this, they're going to be like, it's a bit inflammatory, but I'm going to say it anyways. Her awakening was on the level of Shigaraki. When Shigaraki went and did what he did to that city with his power, I feel like Ochako could really do the same thing. Imagine she goes to your downtown, your city center, and she's like, I'm done with humanity. I said I was a healer, but don't push me. And y'all pushed me with too many times. And she just hit the jutsu and elevated everybody and then did what Toga did and just let gravity do its thing. Hey man, I ain't gonna lie. That'd be a borderline citywide extinction level event. They would have had to call Saitama and the boys out to come handle her with the amount of people she would have taken out at once. Because do some people have quirks and be able to save themselves? Sure. But for the most part, unless you can save a bunch of people around you, there's going to be a mass casualty event if she were to do that. That's why I say it's on Shigaraki's level of what he did to that city. Now, granted, it would take a lot more out of her. It's a lot crazier of a feat because of how her power works. But at the same time, I'm just saying, the potential for it is there. That's all I'm trying to say. The potential for it is there. It absolutely is, right? You're exactly right, her range. Yeah, it's crazy. It's an insane range. It really is. So the next tip we're sliding on to, Bleach is back. Peak is back. Let me give it the respect it deserves. I said Bleach is back. Like I didn't fucking mean it with my whole chest. Peak is actually back. The best of the big three, the centerpiece that holds everything together, the one that everybody loves to hate and pretend like it's not as good as it really is. Ooh, y'all some real haters in the streets. Y'all some real haters. Bleach is back. And they came back with the first episode. Now I'm not gonna lie to you. I think the first episode was awesome. Did I have some reservations about the entire first 9 minutes being a replay? Or I didn't know it was 9 minutes until I went on Twitter. Twitter said that it was 9 minutes of replay. I didn't realize that. But everything that happened following, it was visually stunning. It kind of made sense for the story, and it's one of those things like they've been foreshadowing and talking about this. Yo, we gotta wait. We have to wait this amount of time before we can release things. Now I say all that to say because what Twitter also told me. Again, I don't know how true it is, but I'm just going what Twitter told me. Twitter done told me that they waited. They did it on purpose. That because it was 900 years and then 90 and then 9, in the sense of the nines, that they waited 9 minutes into the episode to drop the motherfucking flex. To have Yawa come and say, you thought you had me defeated? Psych, bitch, you can't defeat me. I don't know what to believe sometimes when I hear things like this. I truly don't know what to believe. But in this case, because it's Kubo who's behind it, Kubo has a direct hand in guiding what's going on. I'm going to say it might have been on purpose. I'm going to say it might have been on purpose. I ain't going to hold you. Thoroughly enjoyed the episode. I'm just always happy when Bleach is back because I think Bleach gets a real bad reputation. But yeah, I will also say this. I like the use of the bankais that they showed us, but it did kind of upset me that they did all that flash and awe just to have them get folded anyways. And that's all I'll say about it. Because like it looked so cool. It was so fucking fire. The shit talking, the VAs hitting the fucking right notes, making you really feel something. Motherfucker Watashi wa Bankai, son. I felt it. But man, to know that it was all for naught, but I understand what they're doing. It's the Bleach formula. You present strong people, you have them go against your antagonists. Your people get fucking folded in milliseconds. And then when your MC comes through and he hits the choir and the music starts playing and he says that Watashi wa Bankai, you know it's fucking game up. Or he says Ghetto Superstar. That's why I call it the Getsuko Tensei. I still can't say it right, so I call it the Ghetto Superstar. Yo, and you know when he starts slicing up dimensions, I just said because it's black. I don't know if he's actually doing that, but I've heard. Anyways, when he started hitting that shit, bruh, beautiful. I mostly feel like the waste that I really feel like, and I think I talked about this before. Shut up. I think the part of it that really hurt me, that really got me, is that I feel like we got robbed of other Bankai. I understand story-wise, they had to go so she could even use hers, and hers was supposed to be like the penultimate, like, bodying. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm just gonna leave it at that. I did like that they made the Quincy's, aka the Uchihas, seem extra fucking thuggin'. Just start pulling out them red eyes, started flexing out of shit like they fucking Kevin Gates, and I did think that was cool. So Bleach is back, happy to see it. Bro, Saru needs time to help Ren wake up. Who's that? Massive MC moment, gotta be Squad Zero. That's the one. DanMachi. DanMachi's back. DanMachi is a show that everybody loves to have dropped in season 2 because apparently that's the cool thing to do. Watching DanMachi after season 2, apparently you might be a fucking weeb, a otaku, or a nerd. Me personally, sign me up from all 3 because I'm up on season 5 right now and shit is happening. It's cooking and it's cooking beautifully. I implore you, if you haven't seen DanMachi, go watch DanMachi. Don't quit after season 2. Watch all of season 2 because season 3, 4, 5 is fuego. It's hot fire. It's that fish grease. If it pops on your chest when you're cooking in the kitchen after you're done smashing your girl, you're going to burn your chest. Why is your chest out? Because you ain't putting no shirt on because you're a man. Or maybe you're a shawty and you're trying to impress your man. I don't know. Whoever. But at the same time, y'all need to watch DanMachi And the reason I don't you watch DanMachi, I'm gonna give you reason number 8 you should watch DanMachi. I'm not even gonna give you the first 7. We're jumping straight to reason number 8 you should watch DanMachi. They have the best fan service in anime without even trying. They have something for everybody. Whatever your taste, flavor, persuasion, pervasion, whatever it is, they got a shawty in the show for you, bro. Like, and the fan service is so simple, but it's not wasteful or useless fan service. It's not just there for the sake of being there. There's something happening, and bam, it just happens to pop up in your face. That's the best. That's the reason number 8 you should watch DanMachi. I did like that in today's episode, Belle got ran up on by Hiron, and it's one of those things where, like, if at this point I know if you're running up on Belle, you're kind of fucking Himothy. Like, if you're running up on him and you catch him slipping and you actually put him on his ass, yo, you're kind of him for sure. It's one of those things. Yeah. Yeah. Hold on. Where is it? Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, this fucking dude right here. This dude straight pulled up on Belle, got him on his ass, knife to his face, bro. Henchman. Now, word from our sponsor. Shut up. Who else was the W man he is? Belle's a grown man, is 16 or something. A grown man attacking a child is distasteful. Whatever. Whatever. But yeah. But regardless to not, he is still a top tier adventurer. He should not let nobody push him. He should let nobody push him. I thoroughly enjoyed the jumping of him, though, me personally, because it's one of those things where he was like just minding his business, and he's like, "Yo, I heard you trying to talk to the girl, to the shawty that's in my life. And I ain't gonna happen. I gotta make sure that you're not trash. Cause if I'm gonna lose to you, I gotta make sure you ain't trash. So bring that ass here, boy, and let me run through it real quick." And there's something about that where it's like, nah, respect. Cringe, but respect. When it comes to the sauce, the meat of the episode, Seer trying to get him and using emotional and psychological manipulation on Ryu to make sure she secures her time with Belle, that was insane. Fantastic play on her part. I ain't gonna lie, she didn't have to do it. It was a little bit toxic, but that's how you claim your man. If you are going to, for lack of a better term, piss on someone and make them yours, what she did was the move, man. It was just flat out the move. I can't even argue. I can't even knock it because it's one of those things like you already, Shawty already know he's on the rise. Little rookie's on the rise. He's going to the sky. You got to jump on him while you can. And she's just trying to lock down her position. Both legs pinning him down. That's how she's trying to do it. And I ain't gonna lie, she has a point. Because we all know, if you've been watching since season 1, I feel like she definitely had first claim on him. She had first dibs. Now, did she call it out loud? Not quite. But if I remember correctly, between her and Hestia, they had first dibs. Now, to Hestia, my only beef with Hestia right now is she definitely held him back in this episode. She held him back. She should have leveled him up. She 100% should have leveled him up. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I understand that they're trying to shadow that, like, him leveling up puts him at risk of having to deal with certain people from guilds, and certain groups would probably be coming after him to either kill him or recruit him, because once you hit that level 5, you're like in the true upper echelon of being that guy, that nigga around in the streets. So I really feel like because of that reason, she doesn't want him to have to deal with it. I feel like there's already people chomping at the bit to get to him, as we clearly see there is. So for those reasons, I understand why she doesn't want to do it, but for all the reasons she doesn't want to do it is the same reasons why she should do it. He needs that power boost to fight these niggas off, whether she likes it or not. No, we didn't. Yes, we did. Nah, Seer was first, in my opinion. Okay, next, we're moving on to Blue Loco. Blue Lock coming back. The boys are back. Autumn boys, especially even that boy that looked like a shawty, he back too. He is absolutely back, and it's fixing to be a good season. I like what they did with Ego talked a lot in this first episode back, but all his yapping was good yapping. He was really talking about the psychology of sports, and I think there's something in the way he's been talking that everybody thinks that he expects Blue Lock to be the thing that takes Japanese soccer to the next level. But when I hear him talk, I just think like you know how like think tanks they get a bunch of smart people together, they give them a problem, they have them solve it, and they try to monetize that problem that they solved. I very much feel like Ego's doing the same thing. Whether the spark that changes Japanese soccer forever comes from Ego himself, or it comes from Blue Lock itself, or if it comes from Blue Lock being formed and pushing those already representing Japan to a higher level, I feel like he doesn't care. I think Blue Lock is just kind of like a catalyst, a starter, like a fire starter to a brush fire he's trying to set. So I do think he wants Blue Lock to succeed. I do think he wants Blue Lock to be what takes over Japanese soccer. But at the same time, as long as he gets his one egoist, I don't know how much he cares. And for that reason, I think Blue Lock got a lot more interesting. Because imagine, because we're over here thinking that he has all his eggs in the Blue Lock basket. And if this doesn't work out, then it's over for him. But he's like, nah, as long as I get one egoist out of this, I won. They'll say what they want to say, but if I get that one person who changes Japanese soccer forever and takes us to the top of the mountain, to the summit with the gold, then I'm right, no matter what. That's what I think. Let me know what y'all think. I don't know how to, I don't know if people will see where I'm coming from with that or agree, but I don't know. When it comes to the actual sauce of the show with our MC Isagi, I really feel like he needs to focus on the subjugation aspect. We've already seen him do coexistence. We've already seen him do the, being seen, whatever word they use for being seen. I know we've seen him do the subjugation where he steals somebody else's jutsu and he puts it as a puzzle piece in himself and he kind of subjugates them. He did it with Baru. That's specifically who I'm talking about. One of the ones is Baru. But I think he's so focused on coexisting and showing out, I think he's forgetting about the subjugation. And I'm excited. Whoa, after 400 years of being a black man in America, you would think subjugation would make me feel differently. But he needs to subjugate those other boys. I said what I said. I said what I said. Eyes was first and it wasn't her, but it would have been that grizzly for that Minotaur, dead. Nah, definitely he got saved. Big on him getting saved. I ain't gonna hold you. But at the same time, I'm not mad at it. The Minotaur is the main pro tag. Nah, I ain't gonna lie. That Minotaur, he a bad man. That Minotaur a bad man, boy. I'm not even gonna lie to you. He's a bad man. He's not afraid of. Since day one, he leveled up belt. True. Oh, perfect. You're talking about Blue Box. And look, we got the two shot. Well, the shotty just left. Trash Dad is back, though. So we got the shotty Senpai with her man. I don't remember his name right now. What my dog name? Taki. Chintasu Senpai and Taki. Yes, we're talking about Blue Box. So far, I'm only going to talk about episode 1 of Blue Box. I'm not going to touch on anything episode 2, although I did already see it. To be nice to anybody who hasn't seen or heard it, I'm going to keep my mouth shut. But Blue Box, I like that both Taki and Shinsatsu are relatable as hell. And I like that what he feels for her, it doesn't feel shallow. He truly has a level of admiration and respect for her that leads to him liking her. There's a lot of times in these rom-coms where it starts off of, oh, she's a popular girl in class and I'm the nobody, and I just kind of like her. And sometimes it works out, sometimes you become friends with her. Looking at you losing too many heroines. Joking, by the way. But in this one, he really, I can understand why he likes her right away. The fact that her example has driven him to want to become better at his own sport is one of those things it's not just a basic, oh yeah, I kind of like her, she's cute, she's probably blah, blah, blah. He has a deep, you know how much respect and consideration that you have to have for Shawty, for you to see her and be like, yeah, no, even whether I get her or not, She makes me want to try harder and be better, whether she's mine or not. That's deep, bro. That's deep as hell. Like that's not a shallow connection whatsoever. And I like that in episode 1, it lets you know that she sees him too. She sees him too. I mean, let's be real. It's impossible not to. If the only person who's been to you to the gym is her, and then you're always the person that comes in right after her, and y'all are always alone for, let's say, the first, if you're alone for any amount of time, 5, 10, 15 minutes, you have to recognize each other. You're not going to ignore each other. You're looking over your shoulder, stealing glances. She's looking over her shoulder, stealing some too. Whether it's to wonder what you're doing, why you're there or not, she cannot ignore you. You are already a step above the rest. And I love that shit. I love that shit. I also will say, I like that he's proactive about his goals. He's like, look, I'm just trying to get in the door. Okay, I need to get in a sentence with her. How do I talk to her? Oh yeah. Okay, this is how I'm gonna talk to her. First chance he gets to talk to her, he does a little too much. Who as a man, who has anybody who wanted to pursue somebody not accidentally had some vile verbal diarrhea when the person you like is right there in front of you? It's just inevitable. It happens. It is what it is. His was at least like endearing. He was being nice. He was being sweet. He was trying his best to really connect with her, and he was caring in the same moment. So I definitely like it. I like how blindsided he got with now they're too close and what they're gonna do about being too close. Cause as my homies Nexus said, too close, you're making it hard for me. Yeah, y'all know nothing about that. Y'all a little too young for that, so I'm gonna leave that one alone. I'm sorry for singing in y'all ears. That's just a little bit of my musical Tourette's. I just be doing that shit. And he has friends in his circle that give him real advice. Oh, see, that's one of the things that we're gonna circle back to next week because, like I said, I don't want to talk about anything nobody has gotten the scene yet. I don't want to do that to nobody because I know what it's like. But the friend he has is a real fucking W though. He's a blue box is gonna be good. All the things that are slowly cooking. Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. And shout out to that shawty Hina. Shout out to that shawty Hina. I don't know what her thing is, but I like her. I like her. I like her a lot. She seems mad cool. I feel like she's a type to push him in ways he's gonna need to be pushed. But I don't know if that's gonna be romantically. I don't know if that's gonna be as friend wise. I don't know if that's gonna be as sports wise. I'm interested to see where that goes though and what role she plays. The next tip we're touching, boop, Uzumaki. Oh yeah, one of the weirdest, grossest, most bestest shows out right now. I'm telling you right now. Look, my favorite thing about Uzumaki, we're on episode 2. That's funny. The thing that's supposed to be up right now is also up. Yeah, Uzumaki is gonna be one of those shows. I like that it's only 4 episodes long. When I found out it was only 4 episodes long, that was one of my favorite things about it. I'm glad this is gonna be short, sweet, horrific, and to the point. Episode 2 already came out, so I'll talk about episode 1 too. Episode 1 was phenomenal. Beginning to end, everything was phenomenal. I fucking loved it. Do you see this right here? This is literally my favorite character. The dad, the dad is my favorite fucking character. Oh my god. His VA, that performance was amazing. The way he talked about the spirals, the way he talked about the Uzamakis, he made me want to join the spiral. Oh, yo, honestly, this nigga's kind of spitting right now. He's really talking about the spiral. He is making it sound like something I want to be a part of. In the circle, part of the circle. In the circle, part of the circle. In the circle, part of the circle. It's like, yes, let's join. But no, he's fucking crazy. Don't join the Uzumaki, bro. Stay far fuck away from it. But what they did in episode 1 that I loved the most was the sound design. The sound design of Uzumaki was beautiful. When things were creepy, they let you know it was creepy. When things are supposed to be unsettling, they would just cut the music and hit you a little bit of synth in the background. Some of that shit that makes your hair stand up on your back. It was a well crafted and creepy ass episode. Moving to episode 2. What's going on, fat dog? Moving to episode 2. Moving to episode 2 was fucking insane because what I was worried about was this city is weird. There's been enough signs that everybody's supposed to know that this city is weird. And why the hell aren't people? And this is the moment where everybody should either be like, yo, weird shit's going on, we should leave, or something should be happening. And that's exactly the direction they took. It was, you couldn't hide from it. It was unescapable. It was in your face that everything was, that shit was just going down, and it wasn't avoidable. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think some of the social commentary that I feel like they're doing on wanting to get attention was very relevant in this day and age, 2024. How the girl, like she saw the other girl's hair spiraling and she wanted the attention, so her hair started to fucking spiral and was sucking all the nutrients out of her, and she was like, yes, give it to me. And she didn't care about what it did to her health. I think it speaks so much to how we consume media and how we take things into our body, and how if you focus on the uzumaki too much, the uzumaki is gonna fucking get you, and you're gonna lean into it, and your ass is grass. I also thought, I ain't gonna lie, the most unsettling part though, oh, we went the wrong way. Yeah. No, the most unsettling part was this. Absolutely, this, yes, the snail. Oh my god. As soon as I realized what was happening, I was like, oh my god, he's gonna turn into one. And then the other one, and then what they did, I was like, that's nasty. I was like, oh, that's gross. I called it when I saw it. I was like, oh, they looking face, boy. They looking face. I will say, one of my favorite things about the last episode was this. It's a subtle thing. It's a very subtle thing, and y'all not gonna think it's that funny, but I was dying laughing when I seen it. The fact that Shinchi, so Goshima is going through this whole thing with her hair where the Uzumaki finally got to her. It's finally got to her, and that's his girlfriend. And I'm telling you right now, instead of helping his girlfriend, do you know what this nigga did? He avoided her. He avoided her. He stayed away from her as long as possible. There's a scene where she's in the streets and the hair is doing something to her, and her hair is curling, and she looks at him, he looks at her, he does one of these. And he starts running and just leaves. He just leaves. I was like, there's elements of that's fucking hilarious. Now, mind you, he does come back. He does come back and he saves his girl. He ends up saving her and getting her out of her situation. But I ain't gonna hold you. You really have to think about it. A whole day and a half, a whole 2 days, I believe, went by, and he just avoided her. Every chance he got, I imagine, he'll like go to turn a corner, he'd see the hair, and he'd just be like, oh God, she's gone. Thank you, Jesus. And this man would just go about his day. Because that in the streets, that moment, there's a moment of shame on his face where she looks at him and he looks at her and he catches her gaze and he just kind of puts his head down and he just kind of walks away. And I'm just like, damn, bro. I was like, that's fucking crazy. I can't believe that's what you did. Like, you really was gonna leave her just all fucked up. But yeah, that's nice. Oh, the snakes. Yes, remember the snake thing? Yeah, and then of course the other weirdest thing, the motherfucking twisted together. I feel like it was so obvious with the foreshadowing how they were gonna end, and I really didn't see it. My dumbass really didn't see it coming. Cause when it started to happen, I was like, no the fuck they're not. I was like, oh, that's gross. In my mind, I'm like, look, they're gonna try to run away, they're gonna get caught. They got caught. By the way, I'm not gonna lie, the animation for that beach scene was fucking ass. I still enjoyed the episode, but the animation for that beach scene was ass. More ass than Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion and Pinky in the same room shaking it together. Ass. Oh my god. But yeah, I digress. The how that couple ended up just like the snakes, the foreshadowing was in your face. I don't know how I thought it was gonna end. I didn't expect it to end like that, but when it ended like that, it just kind of made sense. It really made sense. I'm like, you know what? They told us how they were gonna end. They showed us how they started, and that's how they're gonna end. At the beginning, they showed us how they're gonna end up, and I just did not imagine us getting there. The way they got there was absolutely hilarious. It was disgusting too. My favorite part, though, my favorite part is the family. It's still like, come on, if we work together, we can still pull them apart. It's like, are you stupid or are you dumb? What is wrong with you people? There's no way, but they said it. Their souls and their minds are so twisted, not twisted, spiraled out that they're all sense of logic, whoo, out the motherfucking window. Out the motherfucking window. They said, wow, we can't pull them apart. They're braided together like a steel cable. Nigga, that is time for you to stop pulling and start running. What's wrong with you, P Comedy? Look, I am so glad that in episode 1, I apologize to the Uzumaki community because the way I laughed during this horror show, you would have thought it's supposed to be funny. But they explained to me that it is horror, but there is an element of comedy in that horror that is okay to laugh at. And I felt like for the first time in a long time, there was an anime community that really accepted me and my nonsense. And for that, I appreciate the hell out of the Uzumaki community. Because I was laughing, obnoxiously laughing. Not even like, ah! Like, I was cackling, bro. My whole heart was in the laugh. I'm telling you. It was insane, but hilarious. Objectively hilarious. Honestly. The last tip we're going to slide down, Oshi Noko. I know, it's called Just a Tip, but the whole thing almost took an hour. Who am I kidding, right? Oh, actually, it's not an hour. It's not that long. Last thing we got, Oshinoko. I was shocked at how Aqua and Akane ended up. I was shooketh. I thought Aqua was being very what's the word I'm looking for? I thought Aqua was being where's my words? I feel like Aqua, when he was when he was going around town, he was being reckless and letting Akane see all these things, only to find out he was doing it on purpose because he was hoping that she would put her detective skills to use and find where the body is. You know what the pure irony is? It was nothing to do with Akane's detective skills to find the body. They stumbled upon it because fate and a goddess themselves, who I believe to be a goddess themselves, came through and absolutely altered the trajectory of everybody's lives. And I love the fact that the moment Aqua has achieved nirvana, peace, the peak of human nature, and that he has selected a shoddy, his waifu to be, he has closed the chapter fully on his revenge. And as soon as his book closes, Ruby's opens up into beautiful, absolutely beautiful anger, bro. I am so excited for this Dark Ruby turn because I hate to sound like this guy. She had been living her life very happy-go-lucky. I understand why she had been living her life very happy-go-lucky, though. I truly understand why. It's not fair to her to have the past life that she had and then come into this reincarnated with everything she would ever want and then have it taken from her. And so she just chooses to bury it deep within. But I'm happy to see this darkness. The reason I'm happy to see it is because her brother, they switched. Now he's all happy-go-lucky, but she's waiting for him to get revenge, and he has no intention of revenge right now. He doesn't give a fuck right now. He gives no fucks right now. Whatever they're going to do with the story, go ahead, stir it up, cook it up. I'm excited. Do your thing. Oof. I thought Akane was also interesting because I could tell her resolve was her insides did not want to leave him, but she knew on the outside, like in her logical mind, she needed to break up with him. Only to absolutely fold after what this man told her. After what this man laid out on her, I did it to you on purpose. I needed to use you one more time so I could decide that I want you forever. And she folded so fucking fast. And not only did she fold the first time, the second time when her brain started going to work into detective mode, and then she thought about him, as soon as she felt the warmth of his lips on hers again in her soul, pew, thought was gone, out of her mind. I'm going to say something that's so toxic. and this is something that I haven't told anyone else. I really just came to terms with this. Now that they're official and he has her, I don't like them together. Leave her alone. I feel like what he now that they're together and seeing that the part of her that I love the most, that detective brain, that kind of overly protective, like love vibe that she had, now that he has her, I feel like he's changed who she is fundamentally. And because he's done that, I don't like it. I like the Akane that I had. The Akane that folded, the Akane that folds to freaking Aqua. The Akane that folds to Aqua, I don't like her. I don't like the Akane that folds to Aqua, bro. I feel like that's not the universe, that's not a universe I want to live in where this is who she chooses. Like, this should not make her fold. She should not fold. She folded to this. And it's like, damn, girl. I really feel like she's stolen. I feel like a part of her is completely stolen from us. But I'm happy for them. I'm honestly happy for them. But I don't know if I want them together anymore. I call her 1A. I want her to be with him, but I want her to be happy. But now that she's with him, I don't know if she's gonna be happy that she deserves. And now that I'm saying it out loud once again, I don't know if I'm being a hater because I like her or if I'm actually looking out for her best interest. I think I'm looking out for her best interest. I truly do. But at the same time, it's like, yo, girl, run. Girl, run. And last but not least, we're going to talk about ReZero. I said the last tip we're sliding on. Guess what? I was wrong. We got one more tip to examine. That tip is going to be motherfucking zero. Now, here's the thing about ReZero. And here's what everybody has, for a lack of a better term, been on my dick about, right? The thing that everybody's been on my dick about with ReZero is this point. It's that when this scene is going on with Subaru and Wrath is there, the shit that they're giving us, the shit that they're giving me, and what I eventually realized was that at first, like, Subaru, did you not hear what this bitch's name was? Like, why are you not jumping her ass right the fuck now? Like, it should be on absolute sight. I don't know. I thought I heard somebody knocking just now. I ain't gonna lie. It should be on absolute sight when you hear the name Archson Bishop. Archson Bishop, it's hands time. But I accept that the genjutsu that she weaved, the Uchiha bloodline power that she did on them, it started the moment she introduced herself. I feel like either I've heard people say, I've seen the collective tell us that when she clapped, that was the beginning of the genjutsu. So once the clap happened, there was no going. I happen to believe that that might be right, but until I get told or until I see that's exactly what it is, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait because I know people talk without knowing, but I also know that maybe that just happened. I just don't remember it. But I understand that he was in jutsu. I'm glad I didn't jump on him and I wasn't like on his neck, like, do something, Subaru, gosh. Because by the time I'm like, nah, something's wrong here. And then everybody starts chiming in. It was a wild ass scene. As far as I'm concerned, from my understanding, that was his first RBD in like probably like 14 months or something. So like, I truly understand that why when he blinked and he was like, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Like, you ever been? No, let me not tell that story. No, not tell that story. When you were a kid, I'm telling this story. When you were a kid, did you not ever like have the dream where you're in the you're going to the bathroom in the dream, and while you're using the bathroom in your dream, you feel so relieved. You're like, oh my god, this is amazing. And then you wake up the next morning, and it's like somebody threw a glass of water on you, but just the area around your pants. Yeah, I feel like that's what he went through. I feel like he went through the dream and then he woke up. He was like, oh shit. He was like, no, 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 no. I honestly don't blame him. I'm excited for the suffering. I ain't gonna lie. This season, I am so ready and excited for the suffering. And I sound like such a piece of shit saying that. But I don't care. Why? Because it's goddamn fiction. And also because it's goddamn Subaru. We know why we're here. Let's not pretend like we don't. We're here to see him suffer, baby. That's it. And that's the end of the segment. Just a tip. Now we're gonna jump in Discord and we're gonna take some callers. If anybody has anything to say about anything about the tips we covered today, feel free to jump in. Let's see if we have any callers waiting for us. If you want to join, please go into the Sauce Maho waiting room. Yes, Discord joining there. Yeah. But let me read some things from chat in the meanwhile. Head in the clouds type shit. Anger doesn't even do it justice. Overwhelming evil for those eyes. It is overwhelming evil. I do like that. That relationship is built on sand. I'm fucking screaming. I believe you're talking about Akane and Aqua. Yeah, that one's not gonna take a loud one. Ruby took a hip bone with her, a femur, bro. Imagine. I feel like she might be the type to do that. Like, I feel like, call me crazy, I'm not even lying. I feel like it would be like if she took like a phalange off his hand. I feel like I wouldn't be surprised if she really took a phalange off her hand. Like that absolutely makes sense. That actually makes sense. What else? What else? Remember Big Snake? Hit her with the fuck that shit, I'm out. That's a good one, Golden. Fuck that shit, I'm out. Her last name was Beltagis as well, so I'm surprised he didn't clock it. Must be some serious Maho. No, that's top tier Maho, bro. That Genjutsu Maho is crazy. Oh, we have our first caller on the show. One of the mods, OG. Welcome. What's your name? What's your beef? Talk to me.
Yo, first time caller, long time listener.
Hey, long time, forever, ever. Ever. What's your beef? What's on your mind? What tip do you want to jump on?
My tip is you were talking about where you were talking about Blue Box episode 2.
Yes. No.
Well,
I didn't talk about anything from episode 2. I was trying to avoid it because I know it's out early. But by the time people see this, it should be out completely. So actually, go ahead. I'm listening.
oh no, cuz I can't find it. So I
Ah,
was like,
tough.
"What?"
Oh
But yeah,
yeah. We may or may not have had some assistance from someone, potentially on the high seas or from Somali, something like that. Monkey D. Luffy, one of them people. But yeah, apparently yes, that it's available certain places. I just don't know where.
gotcha. I just have to check out the reaction you guys posted. Um I have a question. One for DanMachi. First episode, who do you think impressed you the most? To me, it was actually that ED. Can we talk about that a little bit?
Go ahead.
Um, I wouldn't mind actually seeing a whole episode of just that.
Oh, Afreya?
Yes, sir. And
No.
also, what are your predictions on the whole Seer thing? What do you think's gonna happen with that and Bell?
Okay, so first off, Freya, God, yes. That ED, they went crazy for absolutely no reason, and I loved them for it. Anybody who's not watching DanMachi, that's your own fault. It's your fault for not getting up. Yo, suiting up, oh my God. The only thing better than watching clothing come off is sometimes watching it go on, especially if it's going on in the right way. And when I tell you she got them things, Jesus. But yeah, as far as with the Seer and Bell stuff goes, I made a lot of wild accusations and suggestions as to what her identity was. At first, I was like, is this a clone of Freya? Is it a daughter of Freya? Is it just somebody who just owes her and is under her servitude? I feel like it looks exactly like her. I personally thought at first it was just a copy of her that like she has like a genjutsu like on some Naruto shit. She made a shadow clone to go seduce him and like bring him to her. But I don't get that's the vibe. I get that this person, by all means, might have the ability to stand up to Freya to a certain extent. So I'm wondering what her lineage is, because when most anime it always comes down to who's your mama, who's your daddy, and why are you so important all of a sudden. She seems like just a random server at this local tavern, but to even be able to make a bet with Freya like that, I feel like you have to have some weight behind you in your name. I just don't know what. As far as what's gonna happen with her and Belle, ain't gonna work, bro. Belle's for the streets. That poor, sweet, innocent virgin boy whose only sword or cave he's looking at is a sword and a sheath that's on his hip, he ain't gonna do shit with that. But I will say he does understand. He does understand attraction and that these shawties might like him and that he needs to tread carefully. But as far as executing, my man has no closing ability. I feel like he has no interest in knowing what that's like, feeling the inside of nobody's mouth or anything like that. So I think it's just gonna be a nice date. It's gonna be a good time together, but it's not gonna be what she thinks or what she wants it to be. Because the bet she made with Freya was pretty fucking insane. It's like if he never figures out, then you're good. But if he ever figures it out, you have to leave forever. It's like, but figure out what? And you have to know that in this city, nothing stays quiet forever. Everything always comes to like fruition. So I feel bad for Sierra because she's gonna end up in the "you're never gonna see him again" boat. Especially with cock blocking. I mean, best girl Hestia and Lily in the background. Yeah, they're not gonna let that fly. They've already started doing like their little background checks and stuff. They gonna figure out who she is, one way or another. And I feel like Hestia has already dropped some hint as to like there was sign of a ceasefire of some sorts. So I'm just to see what happens with that. I skipped Tower of God on purpose. I'm talking about that later. But yeah,
Cool, cool. My
thoughts,
last
thoughts.
question.
Okay,
Last
okay,
question. Well, actually, on that whole thing
okay.
with Freya and her being a clone or whatever,
Yeah.
I thought about that, and the only reason I thought
Okay.
about that is because Hestia has never seen her or met her. So
Right?
do you think if Hestia were to see her, would she give off some kind of
I think
goddess
so. I
type
think so immediately. I think so
aura?
immediately. Without a doubt, exactly what you said is how I feel about it. I think I said it. I think I said it in the reaction, but I don't quite remember. But I feel like that's exactly part of the problem. I feel like the moment Hestia lays eyes on her, it's gonna be game over. He's like, I know who you are. What the hell are you doing here? Why did she send you? Or it's gonna be like, what are you doing here? I'm like, you? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? So it'll be interesting to see. My real shot in the dark, my true shot in the dark is that it is because I don't believe Freya has children, as far as I know, like direct biological children. So I would say she's a type to be so narcissistic and crazy that she'll legit make a clone of herself as a baby and then at some point get bored with said baby and just be like, yeah, go do whatever. So that's why the Sierra girl has like this goddess type aura if she does. That's my shot in the dark. That's what I think is really happening. But I feel like that's
That's
a complete shot.
crazy.
I feel like that's a crazy ass shot in the dark personally. But
That's
Freya's the type
crazy.
that would do something like that. Like have a kid and intend to love it and then be like, actually, I'm bored of this experiment and just like go about their fucking day and just like stay the fuck out of my way. I don't you ever get it fucked up. There's one thing I know and remember about Freya is that no, none of these other god or goddesses fuck with her. Not a single other one. They don't. Well, they do, but they're more afraid of her than they are like, oh, we're friends with her. She's a terrifying person, fam. Terrifying person.
That's actually a good theory. I honestly thought, I don't know if you said it or maybe Adorable said it,
Mm-hmm.
um, that it might be some kind of demigod, you know, which is
Ooh.
also on my mind. So
Okay.
I'm curious to see what's gonna happen with that.
She could just be a demigod working under Freya. So Freya, because of the demigod status, Freya kind of has to respect a little bit. But at the same time, she's like, I'd still crush you on their foot. Mm. I like that. I'm not opposed to that only because one thing I remember from maybe like I want to say season 3, somebody said once Freya picks you, like you're hers and nobody else's. And if anybody else ever tries to get close, that's game blouses. That's why I thought it was so serious when that girl even dared approach Freya to ask for permission. I was like, girl, you dead. She gonna kill you. And then she didn't kill her, and I was like, oh, that's weird. That's real fucking weird to me, but I threw my hands
All
up.
right, cool. All right, this last question, I'll take it off.
All right, bet,
I'll
bet,
jump
bet.
off. But what was your most hype moment this week from the shows you watched? So I'll just listen to that off. All right, man.
Mm,
Thank you for having me on.
no problem. Thank you,
Um,
brother OG.
Best girl eyes. Bye.
He would. Most hype moments. For now, I'm going to talk about that later because I do have some weekly awards. But for now, I will say my honorable mention moment of best moment from this week. I'm gonna give it to. Ooh, I'm not gonna lie. I'm looking at the pictures. I was gonna give it to one person, and I switched. And I was giving it to somebody else. I was gonna do it. No. I'm gonna give it to Dark Ruby. I'm gonna give it to Dark Ruby. Because that was I didn't know how she was gonna react to finding out the information that she discovered. And I didn't expect her to figure out what Aqua has been doing this whole time. So realizing that her descent into madness, this is beginning her descent into madness right as the peak of her career is potentially coming is fucking amazing. I think that's its own kind of hype where it doesn't have to be fighting, throwing hands, or classic shonen hype, but it's excitement for the potential of what somebody might do in the future. I thought she would have floated into despair. That's fine. That's fine. All right. Any more callers? One more caller? One more? I'm actually more excited for Ruby's turnaround, her recovery. Recovery? What is that? What is that? Nobody cares about recovery. We all want to see a train wreck struggling to call in. You had to get into the Sauce Maho waiting room. Sauce Maho waiting room. It's right above General. Not a call, but a text in question. I like that. What do you predict for her villain arc? Ooh, what I predict for Ruby's villain arc? First off, I expect her performances to be much different. That's first and foremost. I'm definitely excited for the change in performance. Um, I honestly don't know because Ruby has been such a happy-go-lucky character in hiding how she's been dealing with the things that happen to her life. I really for me it's really more of a she's very much wild card in my books right now. I don't know how she go around plotting. And I'm going to say this, I'm going to say this one time only. I'm going to say this very carefully. Because I know Aqua's cumulative knowledge from his lives is probably like 50 something years versus Ruby's cumulative knowledge is probably 23, 24 years total. Because of those numbers, maybe 26. Let's give her hypothetically 26 years total experience, right? Knowing that the first ride was a short one. Because of that reason, I feel like she would act far more erratic and reckless than Aqua ever would. And I also don't know if she would even have a starting point for what she would like to do or how she would get it started or how she would go about trying to figure out any of the stuff that she would want to figure out so she could do something about it. I would hope my estimation is this. She is going to be going her career is going to be going up, her mental is going to be going down, she's going to have a lot of these roller coaster moments. Aqua's going to have a come to Jesus moment with her, and in that come to Jesus moment she's going to explode on him and say, what the fuck haven't you found the people who killed mama? And he's going to be like, wow, what the fuck? And then he's going to have to go, they're going to have to start plotting together. That's how I see it going. I think she's 29 at the end. Okay. Two archbishops in one place is a setup. Okay, aside from the lolly, St. Archbishop agreed was there, and those rats showed up. Oh, I did. Okay, so I did hear that Greed was around. I thought I heard that Greed was around, but I thought I got Greed confused with Beltageese, so I just kind of let it go. If there's two in this place, oh yeah, this season is just starting off terrifyingly fast. I'm so fucking scared if two of them are there because I can't imagine what two of them in the same place are gonna do. Oh, two of them. Wait, is Greed the boy that bumped into Amelia, or am I stupid? Is the sloth Archbishop Greed? Is that the one that bumped into Amelia, or is that a third party? Now there's three people. Yeah, that's him. Okay, with the white hair. Okay, thank you, ReZero Gods, that I pay enough attention to know. Whoo! Yeah, he's not one to be fucked with either. But if I remember, did we defeat him? No, we didn't defeat him. Amelia and Puck didn't defeat him, but they kind of went up against him. So, ah. He fought Rum with Gluttony in season 2. Okay. Okay, yeah, that's exactly what I said. Beltageese was Sloth. See, I knew Beltageese was Sloth. That's why when they said agreed, I was like, I heard it and I was like, I'm gonna delete that information from my brain because I don't know what to do with it. But yeah. Okay, with that being said, we're gonna move into the next segment called announcements. This is where we talk about things that are coming out, things we're excited for, things that got their green light, red light, blue light, who light, what light, this light, that light, all light. Today, right now, first announcement we're going to cover, we're talking about Grand Blue Season 2. Now, I had the pleasure of, I didn't watch Grand Blue Season 1 until like recently, like really, really recently. Like I think in the last year and a half I've seen it. So 2022, 2023. Apparently Season 1 was from like 2018 or something. So y'all who've been fighting for 6 years, finally your show has been greenlit. I'm not gonna lie, Grand Blue was very much a show that had to grow on me because of the theme. A lot of times I didn't get what the hell's going on. I didn't understand why something was supposed to be funny. I didn't really think that there was actually a scuba club. I just thought it was a meme. And then I realized, oh my god, it's actually a scuba club. My favorite thing about Grand Blue, they're actually in college. It's not meant just me saying the shawties are in college so I could simp after them and bark and do all that nasty shit about them. No, no, no. These ones, actually in college. Thank the Lord. Thank you, Jesus. Hallelujah. Like, damn. Next thing we're talking, next one coming up, we have yeah, motherfucking, we have motherfucking gushing over Magical Girl Season 2. Look, this was one of those animes, bro. If you didn't watch it, I don't blame you, man. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm proud that I watched it. Am I happy I watched it? Hell yeah, I'm happy I watched that shit. Am I proud? I wouldn't say that out loud. I ain't gonna hold you. But it legitimately is a better anime than I thought. And it has very good animation. And I'm not gonna lie, the art, fire, fire art. The premise behind the show itself is deep but shallow at the same time. But I like that it's very open ended and to the point where I don't know who the good and the bad guys are right now. I feel like I'm supposed to know who the good and the bad guys are, but right now everybody looking kind of fucked up in my opinion. I feel like both sides, I feel like this is one of those wars of attrition where both sides need the war to keep going so you keep funding and justifying what they're doing. And because of that, I look at it objectively as neither side is good or bad. Y'all are just putting on a play to keep a power or energy system going for the sake of your own benefit. And that's the best way I could say about these. Next we got Gushing's coming back. We got Elusive Samurai Season 2 popping up next. Excited for that. Elusive Samurai is going to be nice fire. Elusive Samurai, I will say, although the story isn't 100% captivating, I will say it has some of the best artwork of its season. I mean, beautiful, glorious pages and frames, like real fucking beautiful. And then the way that they use, and then the way that the story is told, and how there's not wasted dialogue, I think is fucking beautiful. I think the story as a whole is kind of, it's a little bit shallow, but each episode that delivers on exactly what it's trying to deliver, its message, its animation, its artwork, it's all there. And honestly, none of it is cringe. All of it makes sense. Excited this got a season 2 right away because we already know a lot of things like this don't get a season 2. Oshinoko season 3 has already been announced. We don't even have to talk about that because Oshinoko is just one of those goated ones where, like, if they weren't going to do another season of Oshinoko, I'd have told them, what the fuck are we even doing here? Full DJ anime with a good story. Ain't seen one since high school DxD. But sir, actually surprised me in this anime. It's actually good. Yes, gushing over Magical Girls. The story is actually good. I think I did a disservice when I said it's not deep, but it's also not shallow. It is an interesting premise. The very premise of the show is just interesting as fuck. And I'll just leave it right there. It is worth the watch. It is definitely worth the watch. You see my Kiwi and Sulfur Boy? Stop. The last thing we'll talk about for the announcements is Dragon Ball Z Sparkling Zero actually drops today. If you had the 3 days early access, you got that shit today. People are talking about this is going to be the Dragon Ball Z game of all Dragon Ball Z games since Budokai 10K 3 that came out on PlayStation 2. And if you're old enough to have played that and broke a couple controllers or gave yourself controller drift trying to spin in a goddamn power battle, then welcome to the elite, my friend. I hope when you wake up your knees don't crack, and make sure you take your turmeric before bed because your body needs it more than everybody else's. Last thing on the announcements, I did see that they are very much doing a Bleach rework, and people ask me, what scenes would you want to see redone in Bleach? I'm gonna tell you right now, I want to see Ichigo versus Grimmjow. Gotta see that remade. Aizen stopping the MC's music. Gotta see that remade. Ichigo versus Byakuya? Scatter. Senzu Bakura. Yeah, Byakuya. I want to see that fight redone. Why? Objectively speaking, I truly believe without a doubt that was one of the more beautiful and poetic fights in all of Bleach. Because, first off, the way Byakuya delivers his lines and talks, it's fucking beautiful. The way he talks shit in such an elegant manner, if you put that with new time animation and artwork, the VA, the lines, him versus Ichigo truly going at each other like it's the end of the fucking world, man, that one redone, I think that would be the best one. Initially, I said Ichigo versus Grimmjow Part 1 where Ichigo gets his fade ran would be the best rework. Nah, I don't think so. Also, Kenpachi vs. Ichigo would also be dope, but I feel like that would devolve into, just flexing the animation for the sake of flexing the animation. I truly think that Ichigo vs. Byakuya would be better. That's just my opinion. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think down below, of course. Good morning, Brother Cypher. I was tossing no salad, sir. All right. Now, for the last segment, the dramatic finish, we're going to go through award. We're going through the awards, the weekly awards, awards of the week. Every week we're going to come through and we're going to choose. Oh, excuse me. I've been yapping for like an hour nonstop. We're going to choose the awards of the week for every week. Now, this is probably going to change every week. Some weeks, some awards might not change. Why? To just be real with you, some shows are just legitimately better than others. And that's just something you got to deal with. And if there's a comedy show that's actually funny, it might be the funniest show every week. There's a romance anime that has the best romance, that's just going to be it. So we're going to go through the weekly awards right now. First weekly award, romance of the week. My romance of the week goes to Blue Box. Why? Because the formula in episode 1, it's formulating. It's hitting. It's like when you put the right amount of spice on your taco with the lime. Oh my lord. The formula for Blue Box is so simple, but it's beautiful, as we spoke about earlier. I like that the way he likes, the reasons that he likes his girl is really deep, and all at the same time, he wants to prove himself whether he gets her or not. With the girl, I didn't talk about Senpai. I didn't talk about Senpai very much. What I like about Senpai is, first off, she's a baller. From one baller to another baller, hey yo, you know I'm here for anybody who's trying to ball. I made a joke. I was like, she hit him with the ball in the face and it looked like she did an elbow pass. I like, who she think she is, white chocolate? She did. She legitimately was working on her elbow fucking pass. You get points for me from that. On top of that, I noticed they made it very clear that she looks at him, she notices him, she's comfortable with him, she enjoys his company. It's very early, but you have to understand, as someone who has dealt with a lot of shawties, not to say that I'm a hoe or nothing, but I have been around my fair share of shawties, there's something that feels so nice about being around a shawty that is just comfortable with you. You're comfortable with her, and she's comfortable with you. And she very much exudes those vibes from episode 1, that she's not standoffish with you. Like, she's not acting like she's besties, like, ha ha ha, rubbing you on the elbow, but like, it's there. There's a spark, man. There's a spark. The way they just interact and talk with each other, there's a care and consideration there. And I think that's something that's oftentimes overlooked when it comes to romance. Care and consideration. She really considers him, man. When she thought she heard him, she was like, hey, man, that's my bad, Playboy. Yo, here's a cat kit. Go ahead, break it off. I like it. I like it a lot. So romance of the week goes to Blue Box. Funniest moment of the week, I'm giving it to the Uzumaki Snail Boys. Them Uzumaki Snail Boys had no motherfucking business doing what they did. That shit was crazy to me. The fact that I made the joke that I'm like, I saw them and they was kind of kissing. I'm like, oh, them boys is kissing right now. Oh, they mating. Oh yeah, they definitely getting. They fucking. Only to find out they really was fucking, bro. That shit threw me for a loop. I was not ready for that chat. I just wasn't ready for it. They was going at it like haga. But I like that the poetic justice is that the person who didn't mind their own business and got involved also got what had coming to them. Anytime a bully gets their just desserts, I'm always gonna be happy about it. Anytime a bully gets their just desserts, I'm never gonna feel bad about it. And he definitely absolutely got his just desserts. The way it ended up, him being the bottom to the person he was bullying, poetic, beautiful, loved it. Next, so that's funniest moment. Most hype overall. I would be remiss if I didn't say what the most hype overall, and it's gonna be a shocker. Y'all never guess it. It's Bleach. The reason I put Bleach as the most hype overall because that was what I was looking forward to come back the most. I was looking for that to most. I was also looking forward to Oshinoko, but not to the way I was looking forward to Bleach. Oshinoko, I was looking forward to seeing the fallout of the previous episode. Bleach, I was just hyped for. And when they came back with hype, I was hyped. The fact that the first 9 minutes was recap, I barely noticed, nor did I actually give a goddamn. When we got to fighting, we got the business, we got the boxing, I was here for it. The flex of the Bankais we did get to see, both of them were fire in their own right. I did feel like it was a bit chatty, but anytime Bleach is on the screen, I'm smiling, I'm happy. So I'm giving it very biasly to Bleach. Most hype of the week because I was hyped for it. Don't care. Most despicable moment of the week. Y'all not gonna like this one. I ain't gonna hold you. Y'all not gonna like this award. Then when I give this award every week, y'all gonna be like, "Are you serious? Are you for real?" I'm like, "Yes, I'm absolutely for real and serious. For real, for reals." The most despicable moment of this week was Akane folding the aqua. She should have dug deeper into everything. I wish, and I already understand. They're like, but you don't understand. She was already wrestling with her emotions. Shut up. Yes, she was wrestling with her emotions. Yes, she didn't want to leave him and still wants to be used by him. But the fact that she folded to a kiss, it hurts me, bro. And it's not even her fault. I'm more despised with Aqua because knowing him, knowing him, it was a very calculated and manipulative move to plant that kiss on her, knowing damn well that outside of her like feeling not needed by him anymore and her trying to pull away from him and him knowing whether he means it or not, he planted that kiss on her knowing that it would change her mind. He knew it. Whether he actually wants to be with her or he just can't stand the thought of her going off and being without him, and not like at least giving her some of the reciprocalness that she wants. Like I just think he's doing a lot. And I like that the foreshadowing they did in a previous episode with them talking about how they've never gotten physical, so there's no way it can be real. And now he chooses to get physical to make it real. Despicable that she folded, despicable that he did it. Honorable mention to despicableness of what Hestia is doing by not leveling up my man Bell. He should be a level 5. Give him his level. Give him his level. L episode of the week. Y'all not gonna like this one. L episode of the week goes to Tower of God. Why did this L episode of the week go to Tower of God? It's not for the reason that you think. Tower of God is an L episode of the week because this episode was legitimately a good fucking episode. I feel like we got back to plot. I feel like we got back in the kitchen and we was in there whipping like we was trying to sell coke in the 90s. We was putting in work on Tower of God. It was back to the games, back to the danger, back to the complicatedness of who do you shoot, what do you do. It was back to all the stuff that I liked about season 1. And Dorsey, back. Rock, back. Anak, back. Shibuzi, back. Everybody who I gave a fuck about was back. And we were back to doing what we already knew. The goddamn game. The goddamn game. Climbing the fucking tower. We brought back the princesses and we're going back to climbing the tower. Thank you, God. And that's why Tower of God was L episode of the week. Because it reminded me of everything that we haven't been getting. It reminded me that this show, this season 1 of this show was fucking fantastic. An 8.5 out of 10 at the very least. And then they came in with this core and they shit all over the first part. Took a big old dookie like they're in Dubai for $30K for the weekend. Insane work. But we're back. For but a moment. I don't know how long this feeling is going to last, but I'm glad we're back to it. So, all in all, I actually thoroughly enjoyed this episode of Tower of God because I feel like we got back to what we were used to. And I know I've said back at least 25 times in the last 30 seconds, but at the same time, that just tells you how far off track we were. We had lost the plot. The recipes for my ancestors were dropped into the abyss of what's left of the animation team. But I'm very happy with this week's episode. But that's why it's the L episode of the week. Because it just reminded me of what I had to deal with. The Hot Princess showed up and the show's back. I'm telling you, it's as simple as that. Bruh, Tower God can take L of the season. Ouch, Golden. I ain't gonna say all that, but I hear you. Top assist of the week. Guess what? It's Blue Box once again. I'm giving top assist of the week to the motherfucking mama. That mama, Taki, oh my god, I can't say his name. Takiki's, in a way, his mama letting Senpai move in. Yo, best assist of the week. Look, I didn't think, up until the foreshadowing happened, I had no clue she was gonna move in. When she was in that house, I was like, I would have got on my knees and I would have thanked my mama. I'm like, Mommy, thank you for bringing me into this world. I know I haven't said this to you enough, but I love you, Mama. I truly love you. You've done everything for me, your son, your baby boy. And now this? What more could I have asked you for? Mama, is there anything you want? Do you need something? Are you okay? Are you hungry? Do you want me to cook dinner? I would have been on my mom's. I would have been the best son for at least the next month. My mom would have told me to do something. I said, yes, mommy. And I ran and fucking did it, bro. She wouldn't have had to ask me twice, bro. She wouldn't have had to tell me to turn off the Xbox. I'm just not paying the Xbox. Whatever you need, Mom, I'm doing it. Why? Because you moved in your girl that I like. You moved her into my house. You're the best mom ever. I would never betray you, mother. You've got my loyalty for life. My mama ever did that for me. My loyalty for life. But yeah, that's the top assist of the week. I would say, no honorable mention. Now she your stepsis. Stop! Don't do that. You do know moms can try to get the kids together. They must have talked about it. You know what? Maybe. Shout out to the other mama. Best VA performance of the week. This one, it's. I think you guys are gonna be surprised of who the VA of the week I chose is. My VA of the week is Toga's VA for My Hero in sub. I gotta be honest with you, she was killing it, bro. Like the switches of the voices and the dialogue were perfectly timed, beautifully done, and honestly, it felt unreal. There was honestly times I was listening to the VA talk that talk, and it would go from one voice to another, and I could not fathom, I could not believe that was the same VA. If you told me that somebody else was talking, I might have been inclined to believe it, but I was watching with my own two eyes. They're not very good eyes. I gotta wear glasses and contacts, but those eyes, they were corrected and they synced who was talking. There was an amazing VA performance. It was gut wrenching. It was sad. And then it was sweet at moments. Like This, oh shit, it was crazy good. That was one of those performances of a lifetime. Honorable mention, who I probably would have picked if My Hero wasn't peaking this week, it would have been the dad from Uzumaki, episode 1, who turned into the spiral in the background. I promise you, that dad's VA performance was amazing. I've never had my favorite character in a show get killed off in the first episode. It's the first time it's ever happened to me. But I'm telling you, when he went out, and he went out quick, he went out the way he wanted to. And there's something thugging about that. But his VA was amazing, bro. Like, he made me truly feel that the spiral was a friendly force calling you to join them, because truly the other side is superior to anything you're experiencing right now. I really fucking believed it. I truly believed it. And it's one of those things, like, it's a shame. It's a shame that we'll never get that back. It's a shame we'll never get that back, but it is what it is. He served his purpose, and because he served his purpose and he moved on, I appreciate it to a higher degree. Like, truly a man among men. Salute to that man. To the spiral space you go. I hope you enjoy it, my boy. Now we're gonna get into the last two things. Best girl of the week. This one will probably be no surprise to y'all. Right now, it's not gonna be a sweep, but it kind of feels like it is. The best girl of the week right now for me is Ruby. For tapping into her bright side, but also the brilliance that followed her dark side. There's a lot of times, like, I will speak for myself, that, whenever my dark side takes over, although my writing ability increases, my performance ability truly suffers, right? Like, I have the duality of art where when I'm at my lowest or I'm in my darkness, I can write fantastically, but I can't perform it. I have to write in my dark times and perform in my light times. To see Ruby able to be in her dark times, but also give a performance as such that doesn't feel too off kilter, that isn't too far from what she's already able to do, or the fact that she's able to convey her dark emotions in such a way that's still so strong and poetic and truly has a draw to it. Oh shit. There was something so perfectly sweet but unsettling about the moments that they used for her in the music video, that I see why that director was that why the editor Shoddy, who is bad as fuck by the way, I see why she's like, yeah, sometimes I'd like to be an artist and just art things up. So, mind you, what we saw was the first one. I don't think she truly used the stuff she could have used. So I'm excited to see what the second music video looks like, the one that's not done yet. The first one, seeing the Dark Ruby performance, seeing her in the water like that, making that face. There's a lot of times where sadness and destitute can also be beautiful in a way. And I feel like Ruby's gonna have ability to tap into that. It's the same reason why we love goth girls, right? You might be with pale skin, wearing all black, but something about the way your makeup just makes you look sad, but at the same time makes you look badass as fuck. There's a certain element in there where it's like, I like that. I do more of that. And I really think that's what she's tapping into. I think that's what she's tapping into. Just the right amount of demented, I feel like. Might be Momo for me. Oh, Momo. I will give Momo an honorable mention. I will give Momo an honorable mention only because I feel like, as much as I thoroughly enjoyed that Dandadan episode, I feel like I talked about everything I could talk about it. But at the same time, that Momo as a co MC with Ken, I like that duo. I truly do. The things they did with her, was, oh, I'm missing some stuff here. Oh, I'm missing some stuff here. Damn. I jumped to best boy and best girl. Oh, it's under. Oh, I'm terrible. I got so much more to talk about. My bad, y'all. It's okay. I got so much more to talk about. I thought I was at the end of my notes. We're here. The show goes on. I'm taking away my honorable mention. But no, Momo, honestly, she would be an honorable mention for best girl, but that's what I'm going to say. Best boy of the week award goes to Shinchozi from Uzumaki for not dealing with that spiral shit and trying to get out of town and warn people. I thought it was hilarious how he stayed out of his girl's business while she was going crazy and only hopped in to help at the last minute. For that reason and no other reasons, he gets the best boy award for the week. I feel like there's a lot of good boys this week. There's a lot of good choices, but in my opinion, yo, there's something I just appreciate what he did. Very realistic, very relatable. Tino, I don't know that. First Goal of the Week is an anime you guys ain't covering. You're a Miss Servant. Oh, I've heard about that one. Not covering yet, but don't quote me on that. Not covering yet, but don't quote me on that. I think we were supposed to, but it's not happy. Now, waifu of the week. This isn't gonna surprise anybody. Y'all should already know who the waifu of the week is gonna be. It's the one who wants to gobble them fucking weenies. The waifu of the week goes to Turbo Granny. I'm telling you right now. Look, any day she wanna gobble this weenie, she is welcome to it. She was about that life. She was about that work. She had me at hello. I ain't gonna hold you. She had me at hello, and ain't no way that she was gonna lose. Anybody who gonna run faster than me as a black man and gobble my fucking weenie on demand without me having to ask or beg for it, yeah, bro, you can have it. It's yours, nobody else's. You can put that on it. I bet Christmas on it. You can have that weenie, Turbo Granny. Go ahead. If you can handle it, if you can take it, have it all. I don't even want it back. You can suck the block off of it. I don't give a damn. I don't give a goddamn. I don't give a motherfuck. But with that being said, yeah, Turbo Granny, she gets waifu of the week. Honorable mention to Freya, who truly stole the show on DanMachi, because I ain't gonna lie to you, DanMachi came back and they showed off every single shawty that they could. And every single shawty had their moment to shine. Hesia, shine. Lily, who I actually don't even look at like that, got the shine. Horime got the shine. Aisha got the shine. Well, she didn't get the shine, but she showed up. They had Ryu-san, she got the sign. Cider, she was there. Freya, holy shit, out blasted all of them in like 22 seconds of screen time. Put everybody to shame. It was well fucking done. But Turbo Granny is the waifu of the week, closely followed, but definitely far behind Freya. Oops, wrong button. For the last award of the week, Best Animation. Now it actually feels like a sweep. Now that I get to Best Animation, it feels like a sweep. Best Animation goes to Dandadan. Look, I'm telling you right now, the aliens, Turbo Grandma, the faces, the coloring, the different ankles, the post breakup. Look, the breakup scene with Momo in the first 45 seconds, absolutely fire. First, he's talking all, her man is talking all this hot shit. She doesn't like it. She says, well, blah, blah, blah. He's like, we're done. She throws a beautiful fucking kick at him, and he blocks that shit. And then, I ain't gonna lie, he returns fire, and the first thing out my mouth was, equality! Bruh. But at the same time, it was dope. My other favorite scene, it's a very simple scene. My other favorite scene is Momo when she's walking through the hallways and she's pissed off and she's mad that she just got broken up with. The first walk she's doing where she's just kind of dragging her feet and she's sad. It's so unnecessary but so fire. And then she stops to argue and yell at somebody, and then she starts walking through the hallway again, and she's like doing this other walk that's like, or no, she's doing like the Buddy Billions walk. Whose walk is she doing? I recognize the walk from something. It's like a JoJo walk or something. But she starts doing that, and I'm like, they are going off on this animation crazy for no reason. It's little stuff like that I just thoroughly enjoy when an anime is like, yeah. We don't have to do it, but we're going to, because why the fuck not? We're not gonna waste your time. And Dan does exactly that. There is no time wasted. From the first second to the last second, every single part is animated beautifully. I love the faces. I love the artwork. I love the flashing lights. I love the thug walk. Yeah, the thug walk. Oh, beautiful. The entire thing. The tunnel when he's running away from the Turbo Granny. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Those are my awards for the week. We're taking callers right now. What are some of your awards for the week? What'd you like? What didn't you like? Do you want to argue with me about some stuff? What we doing? What we doing? What we doing? Oh, Jesus, or Hime. Sorry, I just looked at something in Discord on accident. My bad. Any write-in questions? Chat says, Shadow in chat says, best girl is Toga. Why? You can't just say best girl is Toga. If you want to write in a question or write in one of your own awards, I need a nice written dissertation that I can ingest. Best boys Felix. Ha! I'm not gonna lie, I was very happy to see Felix, and I'll leave it at that. But yeah. This has been fun. This has been interesting. This has been a whole lot of I'm just spreading propaganda. I'm dead. I'm dead. Oh, and last thing. Oh, of course, the last thing we have to cover. Episode of the week. I'm giving episode of the week to Bleach. Why? Because Peak Bo is back, guiding the show, taking it in a direction. I'm hoping that Peak Bo will lead us to not only a good, but I'm gonna say this, and people might disagree with me. I want a good and safe ending for Bleach. I want a good and safe ending. Some people would want a wild ending. Some people, I want the ending to just be like, oh, okay. And let's not forget, the GOAT is back. The man himself, Aizen, has emerged. Well, not emerged. Aizen has been foreshadowed. So I'm interested as fuck. I'm so fucking interested to see what they're gonna do. The reason I'm excited of Aizen coming back or Aizen potentially being used or released or whatever it may be is because the exact thing that they did not want Aizen to do is exactly what Yawa's doing. So it almost is like, well, Aizen, somebody saw your plan and they're stealing your plan and they're going up to do something, but we don't know what. We already know what you're going up there to do. So would you like to go stop this person for us? I don't know what they're going to do with him. But anytime Aizen becomes a possibility, I'm here for it. If there's a category to put Priscilla, where would you put her? Priscilla from ReZero. I would put her under. Ooh, most despicable. I would put her under most despicable only because I thought her being bored and using Reinhardt's from AOT. Her using the Master Sword's son, using the drunk guy, to interrupt the family reunion and completely like shit on the entire mood of the party just because she was bored was absolutely hilarious. It was despicable but hilarious. My episode of the week is actually Blue Box, just because I'm expecting great things from Dandadan already, but Blue Box was a nice blind surprise. Oh, you know what? I like that. I like that. I like that. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. Oh my God, I'm jumping over all my notes. But you know, this is episode 1 of this radio show. Episode 1 of radio show, hey, there's going to be some hiccups. And one hiccup that I keep having is I keep accidentally jumping over shit. What is my problem? Best plot twist of the week. The best plot twist of the week. Apparently, it's a tongue twister. And ironically enough, there's also 2 other things get twisted up. The best plot twist was the 2 lovers in Uzumaki ending up the same way as the snakes. I feel like I accidentally already talked about that earlier, and that's probably why visually I saw it and I didn't think to talk about it. But best plot twist of the week goes to the lovers being twisted. And ironically, it's the best plot twist only because it really wasn't a twist. It was wildly foreshadowed right in our faces, and I just didn't imagine that's where it was going. It was gnarly and hilarious. Plus, by giving it best plot twist, think of it as my sacrifice to the Uzumaki gods joining the spiral circle. Best plot. Shut up. Talking like I got a list. Watch yourself, OG. She's the MC. Those are background characters. She can do what she pleases. I thought that was pretty funny too. When she said, what I will say about Priscilla, that was one of the parts of something she said that, a lot of times you'll hear me say, a lot of times people don't even operate within their own self best interest. In that sometimes, like an example, sometimes when you go to work, it's easier if you just go to work and just give regular effort versus if you go to work. Sometimes when you're trying to avoid work, you're actually doing more work trying to avoid work. And it's like, why are you doing all this? Just do your fucking job, right? But that's not what this is. She operates that because I'm that bitch and the whole world is mine, I don't have to keep her right next to me. As long as she exists in this world, she belongs to me anyways. So what do I look like going out of my way to tie her down right here next to me? She belongs to me. So whether she's there, here, or there, she's still mine. It's no biggie. That's one of those moments where it's like, oh, you you truly you truly have thrown your ego to the side and have a higher understanding of how to be the best fucking narcissist in the goddamn world, because that's what somebody like that would absolutely say. And it's one of those things where if you talk like that, I actually don't know if I would argue with you. I'm actually kind of looking at you like, yeah, honestly, yeah, talk that shit. Like, yeah, talk that shit for real. Like, oh, damn. Like, oh, shit. So I feel that. All right. I actually skipped a lot of stuff. I'm not going to lie. But episode 1 issues. Ha 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 ha. Episode 1 issues. Last thing we'll talk about is the quest board. Oh, the quest board was supposed to be the announcements. Wow, quest board. Back to the quest board, right? My big topic of today's radio show is people already hate Dandadan, and I want to know why. To see, I opened my eyes and I went on the Twitter, and I already see people calling Dandadan overrated over after episode 1. Truly blows my mind and confuses me at the same time. Very much Dandadan is one of those shows where the episode 1 was so on point and fire. I really don't know how you could have called it overrated. I don't see where there was even a downtime or an unused area for someone to say, wow, this show wasn't everything I thought it was going to be. It delivered in every way. The Momo is an interesting dynamic character. They showed her backstory with her grandmother in a beautiful way where you didn't have to sit there and listen to a long ass like flashback exposition. You really kind of got it in little droplets between their conversations, and then you get one flashback that's like 60 seconds long just to tie the entire thing together like a beautifully sewn polo sweater. And at the end, the payoff of everything they've been telling you is just so immense and earth-shattering that it's like, what? It's like, who knew? Granny was right the whole fucking time. And then you look at Ken, the other MC, his story is again told throughout the show through their interactions, told while showing you dope stuff in the background, and really told in a way where like you really can't you can't say it's boring or it's not interesting, because they use Momo and Ken to play off each other very well. They use the two scenarios that they're going through to fill the audio space as they visually walk through each of their separate environments, and it just builds together to this insane double moment. The insane double moment of the person who doesn't believe in ghosts getting possessed and the person who doesn't believe in aliens getting abducted, and then them somehow through the cosmos of space, time, and sheer willpower crashing into each other to save each other is fucking insane. For someone to say that it's overrated, I think it's perfectly rated. I think it's rated exactly where it should be. If it's a show that's really not for you, or not down your, or not in your alley, or you feel like some of the subject matters and the themes were just a little too spicy for your mouth, just a little too, hot for the kitchen, then you got to get the fuck up out of there, man. I'm not going to sit here and act like that when she got abducted by the aliens and what they did to her and were going to do to her. I'm not going to lie. I was definitely disturbed by what I was seeing and what was going on. Without a doubt, absolutely fucking disturbed. But in the same breath, I can say I understand why they. I can't even say they understand why they did it. I understand where they were going with it. I understand where they were going with it, and it ended up, thank God, not happening. And the way they got saved was very, very poetic, right? And the way that they turned it around was beautiful. But I get that. I definitely get that. If that's not for you, I get it. But that not being for you isn't a reason to call it overrated. To say that, oh, it's being carried by the animation, I hard disagree. The dialogue and everything they're doing cinematically, it very much mattered to me. And the world building that they're doing is absolutely insane. When you actually entertain the fact that the occult things that they're talking about is actually real, it just opens up a whole door to like, oh, there's a lot of shit here. It's about to get way more fucked up. It's literally just going to get more fucked up from this point forward. And in my opinion, it just hit all the right notes. I don't understand nowadays why everybody wants to call stuff mid. Everybody wants to call stuff overrated. They want to say things are carried by one element or another. It really honestly it doesn't sit well in my spirit, because I know people will say things like that and just be completely disingenuous. If it's not for you, you should say it's not for you. If you did not enjoy it, you should just say you didn't enjoy it, and you should state the reasons why you didn't enjoy it. To call it overrated just because you want to big something else up, to call it overrated just because there was some themes and some subject matters that you weren't used to or didn't sit right with you, that doesn't make it overrated. That just makes it not for you or that person. It's insane to me that you can watch one episode of something and call it overrated. That's not fair. That's not right. That's why I say it's so disingenuous to me. I see people say Dandadan is overrated, and I want to know why. If anybody knows why, please tell me. Feel free to comment. Feel free to reach out to me on Twitter, Discord, any one of these places. Come through the live on Twitch at CrashOutKingDN, because this shit really has me crashing out. What do y'all think? Anything in the chat from anybody? Any questions? Anybody want to join the radio show and tell me why you think Dandadan is overrated? To be honest, I was sold when the girl sat in front of him when the other mobs are bullying him. I did like that. Oh man, don't mention be carried by anime without mentioning Demon Slayer. Damn, not gonna do that. I will leave the Demon Slayer people alone. I will not bully them. I can see why someone may not like it because they are closed-minded people. Simple as that. Oh, interesting. I got nervous of the aliens putting her in the chair. Me too. That I'm not gonna lie. I was very disturbed by it. I'm not gonna lie. That like I'm not an easy person to get squeamish or get disturbed. But there is some things that if it starts to happen, if I see it, I do get kind of uneasy about it because I don't like those situations per se. I can see the plot device and why they used it. I can see that it was supposed to be a scary but comedic moment because again, the person who doesn't believe in ghosts gets possessed. The person who doesn't believe in aliens get abducted. The person who doesn't believe in ghosts, the ghost person says, "Let me gobble your wiener," right? And then the person who gets abducted by aliens, they're like, we want to extract your banana, and we're gonna use a banana on you because we want to have these bananas so we can experience what it's like to reproduce." And it's like, oh, so everybody's just on some freak shit over here. Okay, good to know. That in itself is its own level of hilarity and funny, but it's only funny because the juxtaposition of how creepy and fucked up what's actually going is versus the reason why they're doing it and how they're getting away with it. So it's very much one of those things where it's like, I could see why some people are turned off by it, but to call it overrated after one episode, nah, you gotta come talk to me. Hey, you gotta come talk to me, man. Cause you need to come here, so I put you in a fucking headlock and give you a goddamn nugget and call you a fucking nerd because it's crazy to me. I feel like even if you don't like the scene, anyone who's watched more than 5 anime knows it could have been handled way worse. Absolutely way worse. And that still doesn't make it okay, right? And I think we can agree with that. That still does not make it okay, but it honestly could have been way worse. They could have just done it, right? Or they could have done it and then done one of those things where it's like, oh, it was only in her mind. It didn't actually happen. Like, they could have done a lot of fucked up things with it. But at the same time, the way they used it, I feel like they walked up to the line, they put one foot on the line, and then they just kind of teetered on it. And they're like, you know what? I'm not gonna go over this. And then they drag their foot back off the line, like fucking the line up and like dragging the chalk of the line back with them. That's how much on the line they were. They like literally fucked up the line. They blurred the line, I would say, on that one. I think some people would disagree. I think they were right there. I think they were right there. They really only got away with it because the aliens were kind of funny and goofy as shit. And then realizing that the aliens really were just ain't shit and having and how like she got help but she ultimately saved herself. It was good. It was a disturbing scene, but I could see way worse things happen and alien abduction situation effects. You watch redo and get myself desensitized. Well, that's one way to fuck up your entire line of thinking. So do that if you would like to, but that's not something I would for one put myself through. But yeah, that is my beef of the week. Tell me what you think. Comment that down below. If you're on Spotify listening to this, go somewhere where you can talk to me and tell me why do people hate Dandadan and how can you already hate it when it just come out? Explain that to me, please, because it's one of those pain points that just don't sit with me. People already hate Dandadan, and I want to know why. It's crazy to me. Absolutely crazy to me, man. Absolutely crazy to me. But with that being said, this has been episode 1 of Sauce Maho Radio, where everybody has a magic inside of them, but me, I got the sauce. Ooh, I like that. I think that's gonna be the tagline. Sauce Maho Radio, where everybody got the maho in them, but I got the sauce. Ooh, actually, is that pause? That might be a pause moment. I'm gonna keep that one though. But yeah, that's episode 1. I'm hoping to churn more of these out. This was fun to do, and I hope y'all enjoy it. If y'all have any takes, any comments, if you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead and drop that down below and let me see what you think. If you're on Spotify, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Twitch, Crash Out King DN, Director Nasty on most platforms. Why? Because nobody wants to be me. This who would want to be me. But with that being said, we're gonna get out of here. I'm your host DN. This is Sauce Maho Radio, episode 1, week 1. We'll be back in the next one. And remember, keep your sauce to yourself unless you like. No, I gotta come with a good outro. Keep your sauce in the pan. Keep your sauce in the pan until you're ready to share. Ooh, I like that. Yeah, I'm DN. This has been Sauce Maho Radio. And remember to keep your sauce in your pan until you're ready to share it. We're out this bitch.